Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan Chat. I hope you are well. Just been struggling with this software. You know, it's a funny old thing, software sometimes. You don't touch any settings, you don't touch anything at all, and it doesn't want to work. So fingers crossed this is working well. I'm just going to load it up to make sure it's working. Yeah, it looks like eventually I got it on. It's a real funny old thing. Anyway, let's see who comes online. Right now, it's just me. Adam. Hey, Adam. How you doing, buddy? Can you remind me where you're from, Adam? Since you're the first one on tonight. I'm just going to stick, fingers crossed, this on to Twitter as well so people can see that we're live. Let's just get this on. So how you doing, Adam, mate? Hope you're really, really well. Let's just... Let's see who comes online then. I'll pop this up there. So let's see. Cheshire Humber, hi mate, how you doing? Hope you're well, Cobby. Very good to see you, Cobby. Mike James, hi mate. Any news coming up tonight? A little bit, Cobby. I'll go through the agenda in a few minutes. Rob Beard, all right mate. I don't recognise the name. Alan Jacobs as well. How you doing, guys? Just wondering where you're from. Cobby, the wife you're letting use the kitchen. His wife is gone to London, mate. Wife is gone. So let loose. Let's move the laptop out of the way so it's not in my way. So yeah, let loose. Wife's done very well. Kitchen's all nice and clean. Let's see how long the three lads, my two lads and me, can keep it clean. Let's see who else is on. Mike James, hi mate. Mike, I hope you're really well. Football Fan Chat, hi Ray, how are your thoughts on Rance versus Kieran fight last night? Well, all I know about it is, I know nothing about these idiots, let's be honest. So all I know is that Rance is 31 and Kieran's 18. And Kieran is apparently DT's son. To be honest, I'm not going to have a pop at Kieran because he's an 18-year-old lad and he doesn't need it. DT, on the other hand, yeah, I'm not going to comment on this fight because DT, you know, it's a bad... You know, it's basically, if you have a go at DT about the fight, then you're having a go at the kid. And I think that's wrong. And I think he's got enough problems in his life with an old man like DT. Enough said. Cheers, Mike. Hit that like button. Hi, Mukund. How you doing, buddy? Rob Beard's in Stockport, Heaton Chapel. Not far away, are we? Or anywhere in Greater Manchester's not far away. Nick MCFC. Hi, mate. Hi, good to see you as well, Nick. Von Hope. Good to see you, buddy, too. A lot of people on very quickly. Adam, have you seen the pictures of Rodri on social media? Yes, I have, Adam. I actually put... someone put one on one of my comments about Rodri when I said I believe he's done. Mike James, Rance, 1 second round TKO. That's a technical knockout. Does that basically mean the refs basically stopped the fight or someone threw the towel in? Alan Jacobs, hi. First time view from Middleton. Not far away at all. Alan, not far away at all. I used to go to a spot, a gym down there, the Lancashire, many years ago, when before we moved to France, and obviously now I'm back. Before we moved to France, we were, yeah, I used to go to that gym, play badminton, tennis, and a bit of weights and stuff. Football Fan Chat, why do people dislike in the first few minutes? Makes no sense. Well, we know what that is. For basically, as soon as I come online, I get a dislike. So someone's obviously taken the trouble to subscribe, get notifications, and as soon as it's up, bang, it's a dislike. Doesn't matter, you know, it's the way it is. It's a waste of their time, nothing for us to fret about. Yeah, Kieran's 19. Yeah, thanks guys. Football Fan Chat, DT couldn't fight, so his son went in the ring. Takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a bit of courage. Why couldn't DT fight? Has he hurt himself or something? Redmond Holding, hi, first time listener from Oldham, Mad Blue. Whereabouts, Redmond? I used to live in Oldham many years. I went to Hathershaw Comprehensive as it was then. Don't know what it's called now. Chris Baker, hi mate, how you doing? Good evening to you, Chris. Football and chat, the referee stopped the fight in second round. Tickets were expensive, £50 each. AFTV had too much money involved. Should just be a fan channel. Yeah, I mean, look, AFTV is just a money-making machine now. It's a business. Those guys can afford, you know, a lot of spending. You know, they go when it was in the close. During the season when they had a couple of weeks free. Arsenal went out to Dubai for some training and maybe a friendly game, and Arsenal Fan TV went there as well. Last year, I think they went to Singapore with Arsenal, and they went to Russia. Look, good on them, okay? You know, I had no problem, no issues. People can do what they like and make money. You know, I'm not some sort of, I don't know what the right word is, Marxist or communist or whatever, and say you can't make your own money. People can do what they like, but it is, you know, but when you get to a certain level, you know that what you do is going to make money. So you just put it out there, and regardless of the quality. I mean, selling tickets for 50 quid each, it's just there to make money. Yeah, there you go, Mike. Kieran wasn't defending himself when probably would have got knocked out. DJ has physical health problems and is unable to fight. Nah, soft ass. Yeah, soft ass. You know, look, right now I've got a bad back. I've got a dodgy ankle. I've been smacked about my ankle a bit. I've got a knee that doesn't want to bend. I've got a shoulder where I've been having physio. I can't see very well from any of my eyes. You know, but you know, look, everybody's different. You know, I keep plodding on. Yeah, I'll keep plodding on with all my issues. You know, unless unless it's seriously can't do it. You know, I don't know what instigated this fight, DT versus Rance, and he certainly shouldn't have set his kid in there. It's not something I'd do with my kids. My kids. My eldest is nearly 12, so I certainly won't be sending it. Maybe in a couple of years' time I'll send my kid in, because as you guys know, he does a lot of martial arts. Fitton Hill, wow, I'm going to have to go up to Redmond. So I want to see these guys who were local when I was a kid. Let's have a look. Fir Tree Avenue of Redmond. I used to go up there a lot because I had a mate of mine who was at school with me in Hathershaw, and he lived, I think it was off Fir Tree Avenue. I'm trying to remember where Fir Tree Avenue, which one. I've got to remember now. It's a long time since I've been down that neck of the woods. Fir Tree Avenue. Does that go from Ashton Road all the way up to Honeywell Lane? Is that Fir Tree Avenue? I'm just trying to remember. One of my mates lived up not too far from there. India played a blinder, Muckhunt. India, it's pathetic. I can understand. Hi Chris, how you doing, mate? To be honest, India did not try to win that game. They didn't try to win. I mean, 27 runs in the first 10 overs. You're not trying to win that game. And right at the end, Dhoni wasn't hitting out. They were just getting singles. It was, in all honesty, quite pathetic. And I can understand the argument that maybe they did it because that net run rate is important. Once they realised we're not going to beat England, I don't think it was to stop Pakistan or against, no. I think once they realised we can't beat England, they're on 11 points, okay, India right now, and they want to keep their net run rate up. They don't want to go out trying to win this game and lose by 100 runs and affect their net run rate. This is my interpretation. I mean, I could be totally wrong. They could just be happy to make a balls up of this chase so that Pakistan have no chance of getting through. That might be the true reason. But I think the net run rate could come into it because you've got New Zealand and India, I think, both on 11 points. Pakistan are on 9, England are on 10, and if India lose their remaining games, they'll finish on 11 points. Now, if Bangladesh win their 2 games, they could actually overtake India. Then you've got England versus New Zealand for that last spot. Winner takes all, potentially. Or India could be knocked out. And if England win and New Zealand don't lose by too much, that affects the net run rate. India have a poor net run rate in the next 2 games. They could be out. it's so, you know, but it was pathetic. You go out there to win. Football fan, Gigi can't fight because he had a problem with his bowel, and if he gets a punch in the stomach, he can get very hurt. I still say, so, you know, soft ass. DT, soft ass. He's got a big gob. He's got a big gob, and then he wants people to be nice to him because of his bowel. If he's got a problem, look, if I was having a fight with DT, I'd say, get some protection. You get what, and when we do kickboxing, we have these big pads that go around your waist, yeah? If he's worried about his bowel, get a big pad, and I'm sure Rance would have taken him on. Even though he's got protected, you know, so the body shots, you're not going to get the same amount of your body shots because he's got all this around him. Cover up whatever he needs protecting, and then go in the ring. Or tell Rance, you know, have a line that you can't go below. You can't hit him below his here. Let him put his shorts up to here. DT can put his shorts up to his man boobs and let Rance only hit from up there. And let's see it, you know, go for it. I'd do it. I'd take him on like that. Put your shorts up to here, mate. I'll stand up. Put your shorts up to here, up to your man boobs, and then your Rance can only hit above that. Mike James, please, no MotoGP spoilers. I'll be watching the replay. I've not heard the MotoGP, Mike James, so I will not be able to talk about it. Been busy today because my wife was going away for a week, so running around bits and pieces to do around the house to try and get this place looking a bit better before she goes away, because the lads and me, we make an absolute mess of this place, and just watching myself on the on the laptop. It's come up on the screen with me. It looks like I'm fondling myself. Hey, probably True George's who just like, yeah. To be honest, True Geordie's making too much money to waste his time watching stuff like us. Hey, wine is wine, whiskey's quicker. Sorry for not being on the last couple of days. Work has been crazy. I know. Thank you on Bonucci. We don't need racist players. Stilling won't be happy with that either. Yeah, I don't want Bonucci. Mike James, I don't know. Look, I'm not a boxer. Not much. Okay, I'll just get this a bit nicer so you get a bit more on me. So you get me man boobs. I'm not, you know, what I do have... Excuse me. I don't know if I'd kill Rance. I need to see what he's like. But what I do have, I have a hammer of a right hand. I have a hammer of a right hand, and I spent over the last couple of weeks. I just had 2 boxing lessons with a coach, and he was a very, very good boxer, and he was a professional rugby league player, and he had to give up the boxing from going pro because he couldn't do the 2. He couldn't get the boxing. You couldn't do the boxing where you have to slim down and everything and be a rugby league player when he has to be quite large. And he's in his mid-40s, but he's a solid guy, you know. And he's boxing, he's taking classes all day long. And he doesn't just stand there and do now. He's working, you know, you spend an hour with him, he's pouring with sweat, and I'm double pouring with sweat. You know, it's really hard work. And yeah, I'm already, you know, especially in the second lesson, you know, he said, you've got a great right hand. When I get that backhand coming through, and he said, we just need to get you, I just need better technique, and if I can land with that, you know, you can see, you can feel and hear, and you know, when I connect properly, it's a good punch. So that's enough to knock, hopefully, people my size out. My left hand is all right. I've got a decent hook on me. My jab's a bit weak because I have a problem locking my elbow. If I overextend, I have a severe amount of pain in my elbow, and I had a lot of problems in my shoulder from stretching. So if I you know, I'm gonna try. If I throw a jab and I overextend it, and I have a problem in my shoulder and my elbow, and it's really, really painful. I mean, my shoulder is so bad that if I'm just stretching and I really, really stretch for something, if I drop something under the bed or something, I'm really stretching for it, it absolutely kills my shoulder, really kills. I can't do stuff in the gym, I can't do chin-ups because I can't even hold it to do a chin-up. Yeah, and for me, doing chin-ups is a fantastic exercise for your back and for your lats and for your core, and I can't do any. You know, it's not so long ago I was doing like sets of 12. I mean, so I'm using just my own body weight, but I do them straight. I don't do. You see people bouncing up and down. No. When you do exercise. You get to the top and you go down and you hold it. You don't use any momentum to bounce back up. A lot of people are doing that, and they got the legs bent halfway up. They're not even doing it really in my book. It's a real cheat. So I'm all for strict form. And yeah, so but no, that left hand needs a bit of work to get more power through. The power's there. I mean, the power's there. It's just getting that technique and the timing. But that right hand, you can tell. I love throwing that right hand. I mean, sometimes I've just got to control it, because when I'm doing, a combination of 1, 2, 3, 4. The first week I was throwing a bomb of a right hand, and then I'd lose my balance. And by the time the third and fourth were coming through, they were quite lame punches. The fourth one, especially. And so what I've done now, I've changed it. So the 1, 2, 3 are reasonable punches where I'm in good control, and the fourth one, that's when I let the hammer loose. So I'm not here to fight with people, to be honest. I nearly got into a fight yesterday with this Afghan fan at the cricket, and yeah, that wouldn't have been pretty for one of us. Hi Bernard, nice to see you on, guys. Nick, reckon Rodri will get announced tonight, Ray? It's very interesting. Stu Brennan says no. Stu Brennan says a week or two. The Daily Mail say Monday. I think someone will. The easiest one in my book to announce is Angelino. Okay, Angelino is probably the easiest one to announce, because if it's a simple matter of paying that release clause money, it's a no-brainer. Not the release clause, the buyback clause. It's a no-brainer. So it's just sorting out his wages. With someone like Rodri, you've got to agree with the Juventus. The guy, Rodri himself and his agent, I don't think that's an issue. It's sorting the details out with Juventus, so don't really know. So that's why I think Angelino could be an easier one to release, a quicker one to release. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Cancelo's with Juventus. Rodri's not with Juventus, he's with Benfica. Sorry, guys, because I've been reading up on that Cancelo thing about some issues with him. So I'll come to Cancelo later. But yeah, Rodri. Maybe the second. I think it could be Angelino, then Rodri. But I want him to be announced and get it over and done with. Adam, where is Manchester best place? I mean, there's loads of places. Depends what you want out of life. And if you're loaded, you go down, Wilmslow and Hazel Grove and places like that. No, not Hazel Grove, Alderley Edge, or wherever the footballers live, wherever there's money. And if you're not like them, and if you're like the rest of us, yeah, you take your pick. Look, there's good and bad wherever you go. North, east, south and west of Manchester. Some nice expensive places out in Mottram. Is it Mottram in Longdale? I don't go around there. I stick to places like Oldham and Rochdale and Stocky, Bolton and Bury. So I couldn't tell you what's a good place to live, honestly. Yeah, some good parts of Salford as well. Some really good Prestwich, Salford. Cobby, is a new kit unveiling tonight? Yep, it's tonight, which is a private affair. Apparently, this it started already. I'm not that keeping on top of it, to be honest. I'll be really honest with you, really honest. There was talk about this private do. Julian Lescott DJing, honestly, but not because I've not been invited, but it bored me. Some of us were saying this on Twitter yesterday. We're long-time fans, and some of us feel we're slowly getting pushed further away from the club. 20, 30 years ago, you could meet some of the players. Now, no chance. Absolutely no chance. And we are further. The local fan just feels and appears further away from the club. The club distance themselves from us. I mean, not too long ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I remember if I want to go to the city store, I could drive, probably even 5 years ago, I could drive in and park near the city store. Okay, now, no chance. No chance. You have to park in one of the car parks far away and walk in for 10 minutes. Okay, fair enough, I can do with the exercise, but you can see how times have changed. They used to have a lot of memorabilia that was very reasonably priced, which is why I've got absolute shed loads of stuff. Because you're buying a training top for 15 quid, I don't have a problem with that, 10 or 15 quid. I got tons of stuff, but the recent stuff is getting very expensive when you're getting clothing between, you know, the top shirt would cost you about 120 quid or something, and you got coats and things for 200 or 300 quid. You know, things are becoming very, very pricey. Even the cheap stuff, well, there's no cheap stuff anymore, you know. Clearance stuff, I remember buying stuff when I used to teach in France, I used to buy a lot of clearance stuff so I could give them away as prizes in competitions and quizzes and stuff, and around Easter and, you know, Christmas and the end of the year. Couldn't do it now. Couldn't afford to do it. It's just too expensive. It's just the way it is, you know. That's my feeling. If they wanted to do this unveiling, get the City fans involved, do it at lunchtime or something, in City Square or whatever, or do something where you can get as many City fans involved as possible. That's how I do it. Be inclusive. Mukund, we didn't even try to win. It took me a while to figure out what was going on. Just taking singles in the power plays. Hope this works, or else it's going to look really stupid. I mean, I said at Mukund, I'll just quickly talk about the cricket, very, very quickly. That Pakistan, that first game against the West Indies, okay, I said that's going to come back to haunt them, okay. Lose, fine, okay, you can lose, but they lost in such a way that was despicable. It was brainless. It was stupid. They lost with, was it 29 overs still to go? They were all out. And you had people, and I saw Hassan Ali swinging out. He was about 8th out or something. I said he should not be allowed to play for Pakistan for 2 years. Okay? Because he didn't care about the team. The team should have said, once they were 6 down and they were struggling, let's bat the remaining overs, get 2 or 3 and over. Okay? If they could have got 2 or 3 and over for the last 30 overs, let's say they got 3 and over on average, you know, for the last 30 overs, that's 90. They could have walked away with 180, 190 runs, okay? Now, that gives you a 15% chance of winning. Score 100, you got 1% chance of winning, okay? Look at Afghanistan, nearly managed to defend 227. Other teams have nearly managed to get away with defending scores of just over 200. So Pakistan, with a score of 180, they might have been able to defend that. But even if they couldn't defend it, their net run rate would have been massively different, okay? Because those extra 70, 80, 90 runs, they'd have battered another 20 overs. It'd have taken the West Indies a lot longer to get those extra 80, 90 runs. It might have taken them 20 overs to get those, or 15 overs. That helps your run rate. So that stupidity has come back to haunt them, because now, even if they win their 2 games, they might not get through. Now, look at, the last game. Now look at it, they're playing Bangladesh, okay? And if they win, they'll get to 11 points. New Zealand are playing England. New Zealand are on 11, England are on 10. Okay, if England win, Pakistan go out because Pakistan's net run rate is worse than New Zealand's. But if they've been canny in that first game, if they've been sensible, they may have been able to get their net run rate at such a level that it's above New Zealand's. Yeah? You know, it's brains, and people haven't got it. I don't know why they're not employing me as part of the management team, because some things are so stupid. So stupid. Well, let's have a quick look down then. Mike James saw another outlandish link today. Ivan Angulo from Palmeiras, 6 million apparently never gonna. I talked about that yesterday, Mike. You know, you're just embarrassing me now. The thing is, they want more money. Palmeiras want more money, and Angulo, you never know. You never know. But they want more than 6 million euros. Mukund, I heard the MotoGP. No, we don't want to know. No spoilers, guys. Any spoilers out there, you get minimum you get is a 5-minute timeout. But coming back from Juve, oh. I've been told I've got a good left hook to the body. Well, I don't want to fight with you, Mike. Then. Nah, and I like the boxing I like the exercise. I like the energy. You know, I'm dead, and I'm sweating in the warm up. 10 minutes in, I'm pouring. But I tell the coach, just keep me going. I want to just keep going as long as I can, you know, I'm struggling to breathe. I just want to keep going because I know it's doing me a lot of good, and I know, you know, he said it himself. You know, my footwork's in 2 lessons has got so much better. My timing is getting there. You know, I need to start defending. I think next week he said he's going to wear a gum shield and a head guard because he can't take shots. If I accidentally get one through, he's got a titanium plate in his head, so from playing rugby league. So he said he really does not want to get a smack on the spot that would make this titanium plate shatter. So he said he'll wear a head guard and gum shields, and I can go for it a bit. But he said, and this is the interesting bit, he said I will have to defend because he's not just going to stand there and take the punches. So I'm going to have to at least have a little bit of defence on me. So actually, that's really good. You know, I'm going to have a couple more lessons with him, I think, before the school holidays. You know, 4 lessons is a nice start, and start again in the new year. Sorry, the new school year after the holidays. Nick, I remember Gerard Weekins and Kevin Harlock were regulars at a sports club meeting. Wow. See, this is it. It's changed, hasn't it, mate? It's changed. You know, can you imagine? You know, Sergio Aguero going down the dog and duck in Failsworth or something. I just can't see it. Big chat, hi, big chat. That drive into the store stops about 4 years. Exactly. I used to love that. You know, I'd take my kids there. If I used to buy a lot of stuff, I didn't have far to walk. And that's it. A lot of stuff has changed in the last few years. That's it. I mean, you can argue that's the way of the world. That's where it's going. But you're just kind of feeling more and more distant. You're feeling further and further away from the club, and that's a shame. Yeah, Mike James, that Kevin Harlock was a good midfielder. See, I'm trying to think, does he follow me on Twitter? I like, you know, obviously, you know, it's nice to be liked by and followed by people. I think I got Micah Richards. I've got Ian Bishop following me. I used to have Bob Wilson, the Arsenal goalkeeper, but he didn't follow me for long. I don't think he could cope with my output, and my language wasn't too bad, but I think my output of stuff just flooded his timeline, so he stopped following me. It's something to do with some charity stuff that I offer to do for the Willow Foundation, which he's heavily involved with. Bernardine, how much are the basic Puma shirts with no name or go badges? I reckon if the Nike ones are to go by, they'll be at least 50 quid, mate. 50, 60. 45 will be the cheapest you get. But in fact, when I looked at the away shirts on Kitbag and Sports Direct, they were over 60 quid, 62 to 65 quid. I didn't check whether they had badges on or not, to be honest. Mike James, Wan-Bissaka, good signing, expensive at Tottenham. Look, we'll have to see. United might ruin him, like they've done with a few players. So, you know, he's got the future ahead of him, but he's only played 15 months. You know, it is, I want to say, it is one season wonderish. We'll see. Rohan Howell. I like the look of Rodri, Cancelo, Joao Felix, and go after Kulu. I don't think we're going to do all them, mate. You're asking for too much. What do you think of the AW signing for United? Yeah, Gurtiag Singh. I think, look, he's a good player. He's a decent player. But I'd like to see a little bit more of him. But you know, the price was just going to go up and up. If he stayed another year at Palace and had another decent season, Palace would have been asking for 70, 80 million. You know, and then he starts to get to unaffordable levels too soon. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, the shirts will be about 60 quid. Joao Felix signed for Atletico. It was always going to happen. Yeah, I think he was in Atletico 2 weeks in Madrid 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's just taken a bit of time to fall over the line. Ricardo Hippolyte. Hey, Cities of the World and more. Hi, Ricardo. Where are you from, buddy? I've not seen your name. And Rohan. It's always nice to know. I'll forget, but it's always nice to know the first time you come on. Mike James, Joao Felix, signed for Atletico, 130 million dabs, eh? But it was City's fault for inflating the market with 60 million. Absolutely. There's a video I did about 10 days ago, and some guy reminded me of it. He sent me a nice message today to say it was, bang on the money, and it was an expansion of what the short answers that Khaldun Al-Mubarak, our chairman, gave at the end of the season. And I thought, oh, all right. So I actually went tonight and watched the full, I think it's 26 minutes. I watched that video again and I thought, hey, it's not bad. The fella's right. And he said he's going to share it everywhere. So that's what my video about was about Mike. It was about how it was obviously sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek. City were not distorting the market. You go back to the year 2000 when Real Madrid spent 54 million quid on Luis Figo, or Luis Figo, depends what you want to call him. You know, when they spent, was it 60, 80 million on Kaká 10 years ago? Same year, they spent 60 million on Kaká and 80 million on Ronaldo in 2009. And where distorting the market? No chance. Bernard's asking, is it unusual for Atletico to splash the cash? I think for that amount of money, but look who they've sold this season. They sold Hernandez for about 80 million euros to Bayern Munich. Griezmann's leaving. I think that one or two of the players is Costa leaving as well. So I think 4 or even 5 players are leaving, and they could end up with somewhere in the region of 200 million euros burning a hole in the back pocket. So, you know, they've got the money. And look, João Felix is what, 19 years old? If he's the right man, he could be there for 10, 12 years. So, you know, they're looking to the future. Hi Dennis, how you doing, mate? Where are you from? Mangala, yeah, Mangala. Ruben Diaz doesn't ring a bell right now with me, Tiag, I'm afraid. Mukund, should Atletico be challenging La Liga now? How do they justify that spending? Well, they've got a lot. They've got the money because they've sold players. I mean, they sold Griezmann, an exceptional talent for them, and they sold a top defender. So that's why apparently they were sniffing around Otamendi as well. They need to replace them, otherwise they'll just slip down the table. Ricardo Hippolyte from Barbados. Yeah, well, I know where Barbados is, mate. Now I'm trying to remember. The capital of Barbados is Kingston is in Jamaica, so yours must be Georgetown. Am I right, Ricardo? It'd be really bad if I get that wrong. I mean, I used to know. There's a lot of Jamaicans when I was growing up in Oldham. A lot of Jamaicans. Dennis from Jamaica. The only few words I remember, Dennis, apart from Rastafari, a few slightly naughty words. So, because you know, that's the way it was. You lived around Jamaicans and you picked up a bit of their patois, their lingo, and they picked up a little bit from us as well. So, yeah, they might be saying a few naughty words whenever they get the chance to. Atletico will be rebuilding, absolutely, Mike. You know, as I said, if they lose Costa, they've lost a few players, you know. Yeah, Costa, Hernandez, Griezmann, a couple of others when I last looked at it. Bridgetown, Georgetown's in Guyana or some. Is Georgetown in Guyana? Bridgetown's there. I'm losing my mind. Bridgetown, yeah. I have been to Barbados, haven't I? Trying to remember now. Didn't they have the Cricket World Cup final in Barbados, Ricardo? You can just remind me, back in 2009. Gutierrez in Portugal, centre-back and plays for Benfica like Edison, and good mates with Bernardo and just won the Nations League. Yeah, you never know. Sean Wright Phillips in his academy at Platt Lane. Was that something current, Mike? I know Sean Wright's doing a lot of different projects at the moment because he was looking for ambassadors for his clothing brand and coaches for his academy or his sports agency or whatever he's doing. So he's in a lot of stuff. Ricardo, Rihanna from Barbados. Well, you know, me and Rihanna, we go well back. Bernard Deneen, whoa, we're going to Barbados. I wish we could get. Maybe we do that telephone live stream where you can ring in and we can get Bernard to sing us a song. That'd be cool. Yeah, see, I knew I'd been there. I knew I'd been there, Ricardo. I went to that World Cup final with a mate of mine. So we went to St. Lucia and Barbados. I'm trying to remember now. One of his old bosses had moved from England to West Indies. He's working in a hotel, so we stayed with him for a few days. I think that was in St. Lucia. And in Barbados we stayed at, I think there was a Virgin Hotel in Barbados where we stayed. Gertie, I don't think we're going to buy a left back, to be honest, so I don't see why we need Chilwell. I think Chilwell, you know, we're going to have, if we get Angelino, I think that maybe the Angelino thing pushed the Chilwell away because we got Bernard Mendy coming back. Zinchenko can play there. at a push. And he's not the best left back, but he's what we want, is an attacking left back. And we've got Angelina, so I don't think we need... Hi, Sea-Dog, how you doing, buddy? Tosin Adarabioyo. What is... I think you spelled that wrong, Dennis. Tosin Adarabioyo. What are his chances this season? Yeah, he's got no chance, in my opinion. He did all right in the Championship, and it might be that City get him back, send him on loan somewhere and flog him. I don't think he's good enough. I think Eric Garcia is a man of the kids that are going to come through, so I think that's what's going to happen. Dog. Yeah. 92 Ali, any news? Mate, I've not been invited. I've not been invited to the City event, so I have no idea what's going down. I'm just going to get myself a drink, guys. No idea what's going down. So, you know, as I said earlier, it does feel that the players are more and more distant from the fans, and the club is more and more distant from its long-term local fan base, which is a shame. And people feel sometimes, I mean, City ticket prices are quite reasonable compared to the rest of the Premier League, but for some local fans, it's getting more and more difficult. You know, it's a tough life sometimes, you know, around here and there. There you go. Yeah, Mike. I remember because I got some information from Sweep for his clothing a new brand or something. He wanted some ambassadors who were into doing a lot of stuff on social media. I think that was his aim. And then he sent me some stuff about the coaching and stuff. But you know, I'm not a football coach. I'm a qualified aerobics instructor and a qualified badminton coach, but not football. But I'm going to do, and I'll tell you this now before I forget. I'm going to do hopefully a course this season, either probably going to the FA Level 1 coaching, or a futsal course, or a refereeing course, because I offered something, and I'm going to put my email address if you want to respond to this. I offered to pay. I did a video a few days ago. What I'm doing, I'm offering to pay somebody to go on a course, because I'm very much into education, one passion of mine, and I want someone to learn and take advantage from a course. So I said, I'll pay the fee and you got a choice. You can either go on the refereeing course, a futsal course, or the FA Level 1 coaching course, okay? And preferably someone around Manchester, because I want to go with them, yeah? I'm not going to go there to film them, but I want to go and make sure they go. And what I don't want to do is, and I think it's reasonable to say this, I don't want to pay a couple of £100 for someone to go on a course and for them not to turn up, or for them to pull out, when there's 3 or 4 other people who could have gone that I turned down. Okay, so I'm going to decide who it is. It's not a free prize draw or anything. You know, I'm going to look through. Do I call them applications? All the people who've registered an interest, there'll be some sort of application, not a big application, for me to decide who goes along to the course. And as I said, I want to go with them if I can, just to because I want to do a course myself, and obviously it may be that I can help them. You know, if they live locally and they need a lift, maybe I can give them a lift. But you know, if you're doing a referee's course, I think there's an exam as well, so you can work with somebody. You know, and hopefully it would work out for both of us, and someone can go off and maybe that's the start of their career. Okay, the news with Mangala, and I don't believe this. Okay, the Mangala news. Now you can remember Eliki Mangala. We paid, if rumour is to believe, between 32 and even 42 million quid for this guy. And his first game against Chelsea, he looked quite good, power and pace, and he was strong. But after that, he's been pretty poor. And he was on loan last season at Everton. Then he got injured and he come back and recovered at City. Now, he was out of contract. He was going to be out of contract in the summer, and then we extended his contract. And people thought, well, the only reason we've extended his contract is to sell him. I threw a spanner in the works and said, maybe he's our 4th defender that we're going to get. We're going to get him, and we don't need anybody else, you know. Or we're going to keep him. But the rumour is that Besiktas wants him, and they want him on loan for the season. Now, personally, I don't see the point in that for City. Because if we loan him for a season to Besiktas, he's going to be out of contract next season. So what's the point of us keeping him on? And I think City want to sell him and move on. There's no point loaning him out. It just doesn't make sense. Gertiag Singh, who do you think will step up for Sergio when he leaves or declines? He's 32 this year. Well, I'm not too worried yet because he's got next year. And as C-Dog says, hopefully Gabriel Jesus will get a bit better. Sergio's got 2 years left. Okay? He might stay an extra year. You never know. He's in... Look, for Argentina right now, I think Argentina are playing with 3 forwards. But that means, in the Copa America, that means one player has to come back and help. And right now, the one who's working like a dog is Sergio Aguero. So he's working really hard at a high level. Who's to say he can't play until he's 35? He's still really, really good. So he's only 31. He'll be 32 this year. End of next season, he'll be 33. So I think he could still do as a job at 33, 35. Drogba could. So I don't see why Aguero can't either. Yes, he needs his power and his pace, but he doesn't show any signs of major decline at the moment. Yeah, Towson's got no chance. As Mike says, he makes too many mistakes. The thing is, something you've got to remember is that at City, the defenders don't have to do generally a lot of defending because we have the ball so much. So they have to do less defending, and so there's less opportunity to make mistakes. If your team's got 40% possession and you're having lots and lots of attacks, well, there's a chance let's say in 10 attacks you make a mistake and the other team score. Now, if you're playing for City, the other team have 3 attacks and you don't make a mistake and they don't score. Suddenly you've got people like Otamendi and John Stones and Walker and Delph. How can we play midfielders like Delph and Zinchenko at left back who've got mistakes in them and get away with it and win 100 points, have a 100-point season? It's because we have 65% possession and there's very few opportunities for the opposition to put our guys under pressure. Bernard wants to go on a whiskey tasting course. Well, I'm certainly not paying for that, mate. Certainly not. I also liked him in that game. Yeah, I guess you talk about Mangala, Sea-Dog, and the Chelsea game. Muckun says, just keep Mangala around as a good luck charm. Yeah, look, we won 2 league titles with Mangala hanging around. And people forget that in Pep's, was it that Centurion season? Mangala he actually played a decent number of games. And I'm going to tell you, he had played, was it about 10 games or something? So, Mangala, yeah. This is going to shock people. He wasn't he wasn't an ignored player. Let's look. I'm going to pull his stats up because I'm sure he played 7 or 8 games. Elaki Mangala. He's played 59 league games for City. Tackle success rate 78%. This is overall. He scored goals. I'm just trying to see on this Premier League site. Let's have a look. 2017, 2018. This is just league games. Elaki Mangala played 11 league games in our Centurion season. Can you believe that? Elaki Mangala made 11 appearances. I don't know how many minutes. Let's have a look. If we can see how many minutes he played. Does it show? He had 2 clean sheets out of 11. Tackle success was 57%. It doesn't say how many minutes he played. That's a real shame. I really wanted to see how many minutes he played that season. But the bottom line is, Elaki Mangala played 11 league games in this. He had 11 appearances in a Centurion winning season. Can never take that away from him. Never. So, don't knock him. He's not that bad, but he's not great. But my point is, you know, you'd be surprised that he can be a fourth or fifth defender. You know, in the video I did last week on the defender, Harry Maguire, I think it was, or what we're going to do at centre-back. And I said maybe the fourth centre-back could be an older centre-back who's happy just to play a handful of games if he's required. Because I don't want to go into the season with three main centre-backs, Otamendi, John Stones and Emerick Laporte. Because if someone gets a long-term injury, it can happen. Look at KDB last season, long-term injury. Look at Fernandinho 2 months out. Look at Mendy out for most of the season. Danilo was out for, I think, a couple of months. It can happen. And then you've only got two left. And someone's going to get suspended and someone's going to get a slight knock. And then you're going to bring in... are you going to have to be forced to put Fernandinho in the back? Or Sandler? Or Eric Garcia? So I like the idea of having an older one. That's where Bonucci, you know, I quite like that one as well. Because he's 32. Someone who's good and got experience. And Mangala's good enough to help us out. Yeah, you don't want him to be playing there every week. But now and again... why not? Let's go back to some of your questions and messages. So Mike James reckons Mangala is our worst ever centre-back. Lucian Mitoma was way better. Well, Mangala's not been great, but as I said, 11 appearances. We got 100 points that season. Choice for captain. Okay, the rumours are, why it's a part of my agenda. The rumours are that David Silva will be captain this season in his final season. And on one hand, I say great. You know, it's a nice reward for David. On the other hand, right now, I'd rather it went to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is always at the rest of the team, or another player. If the other player is not playing at the right level or makes a mistake, he's on their case. And you want someone, well, I want someone as my captain who's going to be very, very vocal, who's going to be shouting, and you know, he's going to be at other players if they're not performing. And that's what I want. I'm not sure David Silva really wants that confrontation. He wants an easy, quiet life, I think. And, you know, will he grab a game or grab a player and sort him out if he's not delivering? I don't think he would. Kevin De Bruyne, I think he would 100,000,000%. He'd do it. So I'd rather KDB was rather than have David for one season, then KDB for a few seasons. Just kick KDB in. Let David not worry. Because one other thing about the captain, he's got, I think, a lot more profile within the club. He'll have to do a bit more talking. And I'd rather KDB just does that because he's comfortable. David Silva said he doesn't like giving interviews. He doesn't like appearing on TV. So why expose him that much extra as a club captain? As a captain on the pitch, when Company was club captain and David was captain on the pitch occasionally, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't think David would want to be the club captain for this season because it just means he's got more public speaking to do and more engagements with the press and the TV, and he doesn't like that stuff. He's a private guy. You know, he wants that quiet life. So I don't think, you know, he'd want to do it. So for me, go straight to KDB. KDB's up there. He's got the, you know, a fiery temper, and he'll give it good. So he'll give it the players good on the pitch, and I think he'll do he'll be an ambassador off the pitch as well. A big chat says Sergio's 32 next year. He's just turned 31 early this month. He's 2 weeks older than my oldest son. Wow. You must be knocking on, big chat. You must be the best part of 55, 60 years old, mate. Sergio Aguero, yeah. It just reminds me, my youngest son, his first game was that 4-0 demolition of Swansea. Sergio Aguero's debut in 2011, was it? 2011. August 2011, yeah. First game. And my kid was 2 years old. He's nearly 3 at that time, but he was 2 years old at the time. But I think he can keep going for a bit. Bernard, yeah, that's the rumour that David Silva is captain this season, so we'll wait and see what happens. Mike James, we're that attacking that Stones has forgotten how to do. Absolutely. Well, I think the last 2 seasons, Mike, Stones has been starting the season really, really well. He gets himself injured. When he comes back, he's not the same player. Now, I can't put my finger on it, and neither can Pep and the boys, because he's so good before the injury, and he's like, yeah, he's forgotten how to defend afterwards. So I really don't know, and sometimes he's just too casual. Mukund, less defending but more critical situations. Different kind of defending, absolutely. Mangala's no defender. Trust me, Mangala's no defender. No, he is. If you're asking for power and pace and strength and physicality, yeah, Mangala's all right. If you're asking for someone to control the ball in tight situations and pass it around at the back and to your midfielders and short and long with 90% accuracy, Mangala's not your man. Now, Sea-Dog said, I think 15. I have no idea what 15 that means, mate. I'm afraid. Yeah, all right, 15 games. A few of those for Everton. All right, yeah, maybe you're right. I thought it was last season it was at Everton. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm pulling my own plonker because of the way the Premier League are given. You're right. I actually thought that was a bit high, but I thought I'll just go with it. But I'm gonna look. I'll have a look at Mangala. Now I know what you mean, Sea-Dog. 15 games. Mangala. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find a bit more info on Elaki Mangala. So, okay. The Everton loan. Mangala joined Premier League club Everton on loan on 31st of January 2018. He got injured at half-time. He came off at half-time. So, I'm just trying to see. The Everton loan, according to this, okay, according to Wikipedia, Elaki Mangala played 9 times for City in 2017-18 in the league. He played 15 games altogether, and for Everton he only played 2 games because he went on loan, I believe, in January, okay, and it's in January he got injured, so he only played 2 games for Everton. So I'm looking at the Premier League, yeah. So that kind of makes sense. Okay, I'll take it back. He didn't play 11 times. He played 9 times for City in the league, and he played 6 times in the cup. So he was a League Cup man. He played 4 times in the League Cup and twice in the Champions League. So he played 15 games all told for City that season, and 2 games for Everton before he got injured. That's the correct. He did have a full season at Valencia as well. But those are my numbers. That's what Wiki says. So Dennis, only 2 were for Everton. Yeah, Mike, I think a few of the games he came on very late just to shore things up with his physicality when we were happy just to boot that ball. Where's Mike James? Eric Garza needs some game time this season. Sandler can... Oh, I missed that. Sandler can play as backup, but I'm unsure on him. Yeah, we haven't seen enough. I think Garcia will play some games. He'll definitely play the League Cup, and I think a few FA Cup and a handful of league games. He's still only 18, so he's got time. Abdallah Al-Lamami, how are you doing, mate? We needed 2 world-class defenders. We have Laporte. We need 1 more to win the Champions League. I don't worry about the Champions League. I don't focus on that. You know, you can have 4 top-class defenders and still not win it. So I'm not going to focus on that. I want to just make sure we've got enough to win the Premier League and go deep in the Champions League. Yes, Sea-Dog says, I also think David will be captain. Looks like it's going to be that way. I'm going to be overruled. Bernardine making David and KDB game captain. Maybe you do that. But if that means if David's playing, then David will be captain because he's club captain. Mike James I'm hoping Duff goes. Mukund and Nadkami make Mango captain at least. He'll have something to do. He'll have something to do. I think you'd be surprised. We can be surprised. Mukund can do the presses. Hey, can do the presses. Mike James Mangala can do the boot cleaning. Come on, guys. Kamal, you're on at last. How you doing, mate? Do you want Bonucci at City? I don't. Not really. But I can see some method in the madness. Okay. If Juventus get, as it looks likely, Mattis de Ligt, they'll have 5 decent centre-backs. And the risk for Bonucci is 32. Sarri likes one of the players that he used to have at Empoli, I think. And Bonucci might be surplus to requirements. Now, 32 years old, still a very, very good defender. And as I said earlier on, and in the video I did last week, or 10 days ago, that Vincent Kompany didn't play that many games. Yes, he's a top player, but he didn't play that many games for City last season, until the end of the season. So we got by without him. And we've done that for the last 5 seasons. He's not played that many games for City, especially in the league. Now, he played 27 games, I think, last season in all competitions. 26 or 27. So we have to make them up somewhere else. Now, I really believe that Otamendi, if he stays, will play more games next season. Stones will play more. And Laporte only played 29 league games, I think. He'll play 2 or 3 more as well. And I said maybe we can fill the gaps with those 3 players. Fernandinho can play centre-back if in an emergency, and we can put Rodri in defensive midfield, or even Ilkay Gundogan. And at a push, if Danilo stays, he could play there as well. Even Walker, kind of, because he's done it, you know, as a 3 for England. So my feeling is that we might have only needed somebody for 10 or 12 games in the season, and why not get someone in the 30s who's a very good, accomplished defender, someone like 30, 32 years old, a very accomplished defender who's happy just to play a few games. Now, if Bonucci is happy to come along and play 15 games in a season or 20 games in a season and effectively replace Kompany, I don't have a problem with that. I think he's a good defender, and Pep really, really has rated him over in the past. So I don't have a problem with him coming as a 3rd stroke 4th defender. Yeah, Bonucci's got a problem with racism, so send him to United. Look, you know, is Pep the kind of guy to ignore it? I don't know. Bernard, think Mangala cocked up in those... Well, I think he got injured in the game for Everton, Bernard, and that's so he came off at half-time, and that was his season gone. So Muckan says Stones doesn't come across as an overly confident person when he plays regularly. This confidence builds up. I think Stones is too confident sometimes, and I think that's what hurts him. He's too casual. But that's how Pep wants him to play. Yeah, maybe that's right, Mukund. You know, because as I said, he was great when he was playing regularly, because we thought going forwards it was going to be Stonesy and Laporte. I mean, they were that good together. And then but when he gets injured and he comes back, he struggles. And then he's in and out of the side after that. So maybe his confidence is getting a battering. And then he's too casual sometimes as well. So maybe he's too casual or he's too confident. I don't know. Is he overconfident or underconfident? Just don't know. Kamal, Dwight Pep says Stones has the most balls at City. Well, there you go. So maybe he's confident. Mike James, Stones has cajonas. Mukund, no Bonucci, please. If we need madness, just bring up Balotelli. Yeah, I mean, but you know, as a footballer, he's still a very good footballer, Bonucci, and maybe that's what Pep and Cheeky will look at. Sea-Dog, I don't think Stones is lacking confidence. I rate him highly since he arrived. Yeah, me too. Also, before played very good at Everton. I think just whatever it is, you know, hopefully it's something that he can eradicate from his game, because he's a fantastic player. He can be a fantastic player, and I just want him to get back to that level, you know, that he plays before he gets injured. Mukund, Sea-Dog, I mean at a personal level, as opposed to delete, that kid believes he is the king of all he serves, even though he's just 19. Absolutely, mate. Okay, let me look at my topics. We've done Mangala, we've done Bonucci, we've done Silva as captain. Gabby J, what's Gabby J been saying? Well, he hasn't scored a tournament goal, Gabby J. And I think he missed a penalty for Brazil, but he slotted the winning penalty after Firmino missed in the penalty shootout to get Brazil through. And Gabby said when he took the penalty, previous penalty, he didn't do it in his normal style, because of the pressure on him taking that penalty. And in the penalty shootout the other night, he said he just did it in his own style, his normal way, and he scored. Now, he's also come out and said there has been a lot of pressure on him at City, especially with I know he's had a difficult period, but he's also said Sergio Aguero is helping him. So he had struggles at the beginning of last season. It was quite obvious. You know, the rumours were that he was unhappy, homesick, he had no friends, no family, and that was really, really tough. So apparently he's opened up about that. So he struggled in the first half of the season. He only scored 1 goal in 16 Premier League games. So in City's first 16 Premier League games, Gabriel Jesus had 1 goal, and that's when we battered Huddersfield 6-1. And that was in August. It's a long, long time ago. And you might remember that was it in December when Sergio was injured and we played at Chelsea, and did he play Gabriel Jesus up front? For whatever reason, he played Raheem Sterling. So, you know, if you're the striker and you see that happen, it's going to be a big dent in your confidence. But we all know, I'll have a quick drink. But we all know that some of Gabby J's family, I think his mother came and some of his mates came around Christmas time. And I think some of them spent about a month with him, and his form went bang. He scored 7 goals in 4 starts. I think that might have included, was it a hat-trick against, was it Rotherham? Okay, some of the opposition might not have been the best, but he scored 7 in 4 starts. And you can only score against whoever you're playing against. So I'm just going to read some of his quotes. He said, "I had a difficult time at City at the beginning of last season. I wasn't well and I didn't play much. But my family and the people who surround me helped me a lot. I sought a physical trainer to help me, and he is with me today. And I tried to shoot more at goal. My average of shots was very low. There were games where I didn't have a shot on goal. That complicated things a little." No, no, you don't say, mate. If you don't have a shot on goal, it's highly unlikely you're going to score, unless you're Harry Kane and it just hits you on the way to goal. So yeah, he's going to play. Actually, he's playing against Aguero in the semi-final, aren't they? So anyway, this is what he said. He learned a lot from Aguero. He said, "Today I want to shoot more. That has changed a lot. At City and here with the national team, it's one of the main things I've changed. I see other attackers like Aguero, he shoots a lot at goal, and this makes things easier. I have learned a lot from him, but now he is on one side and I'm on another." Obviously, this is talking about the game between Brazil and Argentina in the semi-final of the Copa. And to finish off on the Copa, these are 2 great teams, 2 countries with great history in football. Brazil, since we play at home and are in a better moment, has more pressure to win than Argentina, but it is a classic. I didn't make any bet with Aguero. He defends his team and I defend mine. But when I return to City, I hope to tease him and not to entertain. So obviously Gabby J is in a good mood. He's playing for the national team. He's down as a very important player for the national team. And he seems happy again. And obviously that's really, really important for the kid. Let's have a quick look. I keep missing comments. It's always someone mentioned about Stone's women problems. Let's have a quick look. Kamal Bonucci would bring leadership. Look, Pep said I think he was one of the best central defenders in the world. So that's why he's been linked to us in the past. So you never know, if Pep wants him just for his footballing, then we could get him. Hey Solo Tarso, how you doing, buddy? Sea-Dog, I heard once he has not played for him for personal reasons. He may have had women problems. A few of them have had women problems. These guys from South Yorkshire. Stones has had women problems. Kyle Walker's had women problems. Don't know what it is. Mike James, yeah, I know there are a lot of City fans who don't like Jesus. I'm still on the fence with him. I think he works hard, gets in good positions, but I think he should be scoring more goals, especially with his head when he gets a chance. But you're right, he's still young. He's, what, 22 years old at the moment? Could have 10 years at the top level. So he's still learning, and I think, yeah, I'll give him, until Sergio Aguero leaves, I'll give Gabby Jesus time. Sea-Dog, Mike James, so agreed, mate. I love him ever since January the 17th. Mukund is saying, I love Jesus. His quality, has a right attitude, a team, absolute team player. Absolutely. Mike James, Jesus was unlucky. Keeper saved a lot of his shots and other players scored the rebounds. His confidence has been a bit low. Yeah, you can see his confidence, but I think he'll get better. I think his confidence will start to come back. Mike James, Jesus is a nice bloke. His English is, yeah. I think that's one of the things he's really worked on is his English, which is very good. Sea-Dog, if Mendy were fit, I think him and Sergio would have played together. It's a possibility we could have gone with the 3-5-2 a little bit more often. But as Sea-Dog says, who knows? We don't know what Pep's going to do. It's very hard to pick and second-guess Pep Guardiola these days. Mike James, I recommend his all-out attacking displays only a part of his injuries. I'm a right back and run up and down all game, and it doesn't help the body to cover more miles than... Yeah, it could be... It's very, very hard work. You know, I used to play left back a lot, and I used to, you know, I played more of a left back stroke midfield because I was box to box. So I would be up there when we were attacking. I was up there getting involved with the attacks, and when we were defending, I would leg it. I would just sprint back to my position. So, can you be called a box to box left back? Fullback, but that's what I did. I ran a lot more than the midfield players. I'd bomb past the midfield players to get, So what happened in games? I'd be on the edge of the box when we had a corner or something like that, and I'd leg it back. So I was legging it up and down the pitch. Whenever we lost the ball, whenever I was needed in defence, I had to be there. That was my primary role, was to defend. But I like to get forward as well. So I would just, saunter forward or leg it forward. I was just up and down until until my body gave up. Well, we're going to get Mike James instead of Cancelo. I think Mike is probably in his 50s by now, but still give Cancelo a run for his money, yeah, Mike. Bernard Notch was surged up to his gear and was laughing and joking in training when he got your girlfriend. Hey. What are you trying to say, Bernard? Eh? The female of the species can cheer Sergio up. But good reason for getting your girlfriend. Sergio always smiling. Yeah. My prediction is that Mendy will be injured again. Mike, it's going to happen. He's going to be injured, but let's just hope it's minor and it's not all season long. Is there anything else to say, guys? I'm just going to have as I regularly do, just before because it is an hour and 10, I'm just going to have a look at the news city-wise to see if anything has happened in the last half an hour or so. Let's have a flick. And I really don't think there's any news. Wow. Nothing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. No, sorry. Alex Iwobi picks Man City as a favourites for Premier League title. Well, we are the favourites. And there's nought. There's absolutely nothing. So this party started. At 9 o'clock. And it's going on till late. So let's see if there's anything for us to look at on the City websites. Should we go to City TV? So the problem is it won't be live. It'll be something that's happened a few days ago. So yeah, there's nothing on City TV. Let's look at news. Let's look at latest news and see if there's anything of interest. Nope, they're just talking about the Women's World Cup. And I don't think... So basically, there's now. So there's nothing on the Man City website. So where else can we get some Man City news? Sometimes the Facebook page. I mean, this is how desperate I am for news about this event tonight. Let's have a look. Okay, let's see if there's anything from Man City. I used to get alerts from them, but there's now going down. Let's have a look. Manchester City. 37 million people like Manchester City's. Very, very good. Let's see what they got to say. Nothing really, 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 really bad. Okay, there's nothing. I did drive past Etihad Stadium tonight, dropping my wife off in at Piccadilly Station. There's nothing on the website. So there's nothing. There's no news anywhere. So if anybody can tell me where they can find some news, I'll be really interested. Mike James is only 30. Mike James. Yeah, Mukundi. Mike James stays fit. Paul Dickey, the Puma kits are awful. Yeah, I'd have to see them in real life because they look. I'm kind of got to sit on the fence. They're not grabbing me and telling me I need to buy one. You know, I need to see them in the flesh to see if they're any good. Mike James, thanks, he will be, absolutely, mate. Bernardine, City just with a Moonchester Moonbeam baby called Moonlight. Fantastic, mate. That's really made my evening. Kamal thought City would live stream it. Absolutely, mate. I thought it'd be on the Facebook page. You know, nothing. Absolutely zippo. So let's go to Man City's. All right, my missus is in London. Very good. So just reading my messages as well. So let's have a look. Man City on their YouTube channel. So Man City have got nearly 2 million subscribers. I mean, Arsenal, AFTV have got 1 million. Oh, let's have a look what's on their site. And nothing. There's been nothing there for a week. So now, your Man City fan, wherever you are in the world, whether you're local or whether you're in Thailand or India or Barbados or Jamaica, you know, we've got this party going on and we don't know jack. Fantastic. Mike James, just looked on Facebook and the latest is about Pep on Neymar's possible return to Barcelona, apparent interest in Bonucci. Sea-Dog Ray, you come online when they get... Mate, I'm not coming on right at midnight. I'll be honest with you, Sea-Dog, I'm bushed. I feel better than I was this morning, mate, and most of the day. But the cricket took it out of me. I was up at 4 AM yesterday. We went to the cricket. I went to sleep. Must have been after 11. I'm absolutely knackered. Seriously knackered. I woke up at 6 and I felt really groggy when I got up. And I was supposed to, one of the lads was, well, originally both of them were going to go and do this percussion course today in Manchester, Royal Northern College of Music. And last night the little one said he was too tired, he didn't want to go. I said, fair dues. So woke the other one up at 8 and said, come on, let's go. He said, I don't want to go. And then he comes down at half 8 and says, I want to go now. I said, well, it's too late. So I was supposed to do that. So I had to knock that one on the head. I said, it's too late to go now. You're going to be late and you have to be there at the start. It's not happening, kid. Yeah, so today's been a really tough day. We're just absolutely tired, trying to rest up. But yeah, I'll get an early night. So Mikey's buying the Puma kit. I need to have a look, mate. I need to have a look. Bernard in for the next 10 years. I will only buy Puma-related sports stuff. Sad, I know, but if I live that long. Well, to be honest, I mean, I'll carry on as before. I don't buy Nike stuff generally. It's only to do with Man City or France. You know, I used to buy a lot of France rugby or football stuff, mostly rugby. And now I don't buy much Nike stuff anyway, to be honest. I'm a Puma guy and an Adidas guy. Kamal, apparently Cancelo deal could be off. I think on Cancelo they just said that Bayern were interested and this and that, and Juve were holding out for 60 million and City don't want to pay. Let's be honest, guys, we have no idea. We really don't know what's going down. We might as well just wait and let that you know, pan out. An hour and 15, so we're going to call it a head, knock it on the head, and then maybe I can wake up for that at midnight to see if it's released. But guys, hey, you've been wonderful again. Thanks for getting online tonight. Yeah, look, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's enough, guys. See you tomorrow. We'll see what's happening with the kit, JG19. It's not been live streamed, JG19, the Puma event. I've been on Facebook, I've been on Twitter, I've been on YouTube. It's nowhere, mate. We're loved by the club that much. Guys, you've been wonderful tonight. I'm going to have to knock it on the head and get some sleep. I need some sleep. And fingers crossed, we can talk about kits tomorrow. Maybe a player has been unveiled tomorrow. That'd be nice. And we can start talking a bit about football. Percussion, Mukund, I'll finish with percussion. One of my lads, he plays the drums, and the other one, he plays the djembe, which is basically an African drum from West Africa, but it's now they're using it all over, you know, all over the world. We were in Malaysia a couple of years ago for a friend's wedding, and they had the Malaysian guys there. They had 1 or 2 djembes there as well. So when I used to play that djembe a little bit, but I'm a basic player. I just play some rhythm in the background, and everybody else is playing the tune. I'm just playing a simple tune in the background, but it's great just to be involved. Even if you're only playing 5 notes, you know, and that's it, and you're just repeating that for 3 or 4 minutes. I don't mind. I quite enjoy it. Just to get involved, even at a low level. See you, Cobby. Have a good night. See you, Mike. Take it easy, Bernard. You take it easy too. Mike, I don't understand that all season when we're looking for a left back and a DM, and now we're going for a right back. But you know, if we lose Danilo, Kyle Walker needs some pressure, so maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe that's the way to do it. Put him under pressure. I hope something's nice tomorrow. See you, Chris. Yeah, Cobby, I hope something's nice tomorrow, so we can spend a day or two talking about football for a change. Right now, we're just talking about speculation and stuff like that, and how India was so poor at the cricket, and you know how bad Liverpool fans are or whatever. But it's nice to talk football for a little bit. Cobby, season's Ellen and I'm on to score. It's time to announce them. Absolutely. Cheers, Mukun. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy, Mike. Balotelli's gone. Still love the guy, but he's gone. See you, Kamal. Boys and girls, have a good night, and we'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. Cheers.